Heyo! Welcome to Where It Does Food, the food history podcast that tells you all about the history of food. I'm Elle.
And I'm Tim.
And today we're talking cheese. Macaroni and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, baby. So, Tim.
Not just cheese.
No.
Macaroni's involved.
Macaroni has to be involved. 100%.
Cheese can't live by itself anymore. It's got to have
Absolutely.
macaroni. You heard it here.
You heard it here first. So, Tim, do you like mac and cheese, or are you a misguided youth in an 80s movie that is extremely misunderstood and broody, but secretly likes the one thing that everyone else does?
Dude, I love mac and cheese.
Okay, good. Good answer.
Yeah, I'm not that character.
Mac and cheese is so good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like...
If anyone says they don't like mac and cheese, I'll kick them.
In America, it's considered a comfort food, and I wholeheartedly believe in that 100%.
It's not even a comfort food. It's an antidepressant.
Is there a certain type of mac and cheese you like, or you just like the OG mac and cheese?
What's the OG to you, Kraft?
No, honestly, no. Just in general, like a cheddar cheese sauce.
Like you did the research. So it was like the OG, Italians, or is it still Kraft?
It's the same thing.
No,
I'm kidding.
Shit. I'm something of a mac and cheese myself.
Yeah.
No, I make mac and cheese a lot.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's something that I like to do.
Yeah.
And my preference for mac and cheese is typically 3 cheeses.
Oh, 10. Okay.
Anybody who goes more than 3 cheeses is showing off, and
I agree
it's
with
not
that.
doing a lot.
I agree with that.
I typically like, you know what, and people can say what they want, but I typically like white American.
Yeah.
Mozzarella for the stringiness, and then I like a salty or funky cheese to throw on top to add a little bit of mystery.
Oh, okay. That's actually a really good combination.
Listen, to anybody who wants to talk badly about American cheese,
Yes.
I'm gonna fucking snuff this out early.
Okay. I'm listening.
It's the best fucking cheese in the world.
My dad would agree with you.
Listen, I don't hoorah America a lot, but we got it right.
But
We did cheese right.
there's anything we did right,
if it's
cheese.
the one thing we did right, it was the American plastine cheese. Dude, okay.
Man, no, yeah.
And it's also perfect for mac and cheese. Like, it truly, truly is. No, you don't like need it to make a mac and cheese.
Sure.
There are plenty of soft cheeses that have a really good melt factor. That's fine. But like American cheese is just like it.
The way it melts.
It melts is so good. It's so creamy. Like and it's salty. Like American cheese just has extra salt in it, which is nice.
We love
what you
it.
kind of want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's like an essential to a good mac and cheese.
I love that.
Me,
Yeah, you're absolutely
American cheese. Like, I know cheddar is very, very, very common.
Very traditional. Absolutely.
But cheddar also has to be like a mild cheddar. If it gets too sharp, it gets too waxy. It's very hard to melt. So like, I've never used cheddar in any of my mac and cheeses because
Interesting.
I just feel like it's too hard to work with for mac and cheese. And maybe I'm just an amateur. I don't know. I am an amateur, but like, it's just one of those things.
That's Gordon Ramsay.
It's just one of those things where I really do prefer
Different types of.
I prefer like a really creamy cheese and then a stringy cheese. And then again, typically like a funkier cheese kind of on the back end.
That's a nice taste. That's a great
like
flavor profile.
Like a pecorino. Like,
oh my gosh, I love pecorino.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it would fit with like American, but
sure.
like it's just salty and kind of kind of funky, kind of briny. So it's like it works.
I bet it works. Yeah. With that. Oh my goodness.
That and some fucking mustard, baby.
Yo, interesting. We're talking about that. Yeah. So on a scale of 16 candles. How many candles would you give mac and cheese?
Well, you're really 1 to 16. You're driving the 80s theme today.
Yeah, we are.
See, if it was me, I would have been like, how many mac and cheeses does Kraft make? and then I made you choose.
Just one, no.
Okay, it's out of 16 candles.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 28 now, so
oh my gosh.
I have too many candles.
Dating yourself.
Mac and cheese. Oh, I said I was going to be harsh this season.
I know.
And I can't be harsh to mac and cheese.
Okay.
It's a 13. 13. That's me being harsh.
Okay.
I was real close to just being like 16. Baby. Mac and cheese is that joint.
Well, I mean, hey, I could raise it. This could lower it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll go 13 to start.
That's pretty strong though.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Uphold that. My goodness. There's a couple of things that I guess I wouldn't give it perfect food status. I think texturally it becomes, it's very one note. Not to say that's a bad texture. It's just that it's one note. I guess you can, again, either way, I'm going to let you go on. Okay. You can alleviate texture by just, twice baking it and adding some crumb on the top.
But it's like, are you going to do that though?
Exactly.
And then depending on how you make your mac and cheese the first time around, it's not going to reheat well.
No. Mine never reheats well. Mine is.
I don't think many people's do, to be fair.
No, mine is garbage through and through.
Look,
it's great cold, buddy. I'm just
you like cold mac?
Eating cold just globbed mac and cheese.
We're gonna make that a poll.
Oh, do you like cold mac?
Yeah, do you like cold mac?
Do you eat leftover mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the only people that say no are privileged enough not to have to eat leftover.
Touche.
Check your privilege at the door, bitch.
Listen. Damn it, Tim. Okay, but whoa, Nelly. Before mac and cheese could run the world.
Does it run the world?
Macaroni.
Okay.
Had to walk it.
Hey guys, welcome to the ad section. I'm here to tell you real quick about Anchor by Spotify. You may have heard us talk about Anchor at the end of our episodes, is because Anchor is the platform we use to distribute our podcasts. It's totally free. It helps us distribute our podcasts to different platforms. That's how we're on Apple Podcasts. It's how we're on Google Podcasts, CastBox, you name it. They've helped us do that. You can record directly on the app, on the webpage, so you don't even need a super fancy setup. It's super straightforward, totally free. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started on your podcast or whatever you like to do. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the episode.
The macaroni pasta. It's a dry pasta. Mm-hmm. It's shaped like a narrow tube. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it in your stores before. It's made with a durum wheat. So I didn't know this. Durum wheat, it's a little bit softer than your other dough that you're going to get for your bread. So it's a little bit more malleable. So it's easier to make that shape that we're so familiar with. Also, it's fun because the product, as well as the name, derived from the ancient Greek makaria. So it's an academic consensus. So apparently it's derived from Greek, and it's a kind of barley broth, which is served to commemorate the dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, so that whole thing. Okay. And then it's also named after the Greek goddess Makaria, which translates to a blessed death.
Oh.
So that's one half of the macaroni lore.
Right.
The other half is kind of more fun and lighthearted.
Those Greeks, man. They're bummers. It's a bunch of death.
They're fucking tragedies, dude.
It's a bunch of death and tragedy over there. Enlightened my asshole.
Socrates who? No,
yeah.
So then also, on the light side of that, have you heard of the song Yankee Doodle?
Yankee Doodle went to town. Yeah.
Yeah. Go. Okay. So apparently the word macaroni was actually used as slang to talk about overdressed dandies. Do you know what a dandy is, Tim?
Me in high school? No.
I don't know. So apparently a dandy is a particular man who places importance on the physical appearance, refined language, leisurely hobbies, and pursues the appearance of nonchalantness, which isn't really a word, but whatever. The dandy is usually a self-made man who strove to imitate the aristocratic lifestyle despite coming from a middle-class background. Usually we're dating it around the late 18th to early 19th century Britain.
Okay, what would you call
a douchebag?
Yeah, what would you call a kid who is poor trying to imitate middle-class people?
Life.
Yeah.
That's just fucking life.
Cool, because that was me then.
So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed, because I'm like, Chad? This was Chad.
Yeah.
Essentially. So if I'm going to start calling people dandies.
Okay, yeah, bring it back.
Yeah. So I thought that was very interesting. So that's macaroni though.
Okay.
Pretty simple. Yeah. So that's macaroni. We have that broth essentially.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It goes with the ancient grains of around that time.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears.
Okay.
To mac and cheese. Finally got our license, got those 16 candles.
Yeah.
So mac and cheese, for those who don't know, it's a cooked macaroni pasta and a cheese sauce. Again, most commonly cheddar. But of course you can incorporate other ingredients. You've got breadcrumbs. People put meat in it. You can, like I said, different. Yeah, I know. It's like hamburger up with that type of shit.
That really starts to irk me. All right.
Ooh,
it's
okay.
it's like when you make a grilled cheese, but then you add like ham. It's like, no, you made a fucking panini, bro. Like, you make a grilled cheese
When you
anymore.
put it that way, no, that's a good
you're
point.
Done. You're done. You changed the dish.
It's actually completely inherently
it's
a
not
separate
mac
dish.
and cheese and beef. It's mac and cheese, brother. That's what it is.
Mac and
Listen,
cheese
I cut
with-
up hot dogs into my fucking mac and cheese when I was poor as shit
Yes.
too. But that wasn't mac and cheese. That was a new dish called broke bitch dish. You know what I mean? Everyone who's broke knows what that is.
Yeah.
Everyone.
That and the sugar and the cinnamon.
Yeah,
and the toast.
sugar and cinnamon bread. Not even
Yes.
toast. Not even toast.
Just the bread.
Just bread.
I like
Put
that.
it on the Wonder, baby. Wonder.
Wonder
Who's
bread.
buying that shit, buddy? No way. That's fucking $1 over for name alone. You got to buy that fucking Blue Bunny or whatever.
That blue,
the fuck.
yeah, no.
Yeah. Because that shit back in my day.
Back in my day.
That shit used to go for like the fucking 70 cents.
That was it, yeah.
And then Wonder was like $1.50. And I was like,
Wonder bread, not that great.
I was like
The wonder of it.
$1.50 for fucking
For
white,
this?
for white bread. No way, buddy.
No way, no how.
No way, no how. I'm
I
gonna
know.
get that fucking. Gonna get that butter bread.
The 90s,
from
man.
Blue Bunny.
From Blue Bunny.
You gotta
Boy,
get the
Blue over there, you know what
gotta
I'm
get the butter bread.
the butter bread. Okay. Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese,
So,
man. That's what we're talking about. Mac and cheese. We're not
butter
talking about
bread.
paninis and fucking mixing meat into mac and
Fucking
cheese. That's
funny.
not mac and cheese.
So traditional to your
Traditional
point, mac and cheese. It's a casserole baked in the oven. However, you can prepare it, in the pan
Yeah.
on top of the stove, or to your point earlier, the pre-packaged mix.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Absolutely. So the cheese is after first incorporated into a bechamel sauce, which is
Yep.
just like a roux.
Yeah,
and
so
that-
bechamel, just real quick, I just want to go
Please.
over it. Yeah, so bechamel is essentially you start off with butter, typically equal parts butter to flour, and then you heat that up over the
Chef
stove.
Curry that.
That way you cook the flour. You don't want to get E. coli.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. No, but it thickens up, and then you slowly add milk to that. And depending on the ratio you use, you will have a certain ratio of milk. Slowly add milk to that, constantly stir, and then you kind of bring that up and it's going to kind of thicken. To turn that into gravy,
Yes.
you would just kind of add like salt and pepper and some like animal fat, essentially.
Delicious.
And that would be it. And that would be a gravy. It would be like a
Yes.
white gravy, a biscuit gravy, but
Yeah.
like that would be a gravy.
So
a lot of
it's pretty
sauces
simple.
start as a bechamel.
Yes.
And then you just add cheese and shit to it.
We love bechamels, right?
Yeah, you literally.
Literally.
Yeah. That's how you make that's literally how you make the best cheese sauce. Make a bechamel, throw a shit ton of cheese in it,
Yes.
fold in your pasta, buddy. That's it.
Oh my God. We're making mac and cheese after this, dude. I don't know what to tell you. So then you got your bechamel sauce, and then you use that to create a Mornay, which is essentially a cheese sauce.
Yes.
If you wanna, yeah.
Yeah.
So
French people, man.
we love them. So you, to Tim's point, you add all that shit together, and then boom, you've got your pasta, and that's mac and cheese.
literally it,
That's
yeah.
it. So the original recipe, it used pasta called for either butter or cream,
Mm-hmm.
and then Parmesan cheese. Switching over to the American side, though, that's kind of when the cheddar was first introduced.
Thanks, Wisconsin.
We love you guys. Hello, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Colby, and then of course like more affordable processed cheeses,
Yeah.
as what you're kind of talking about. And then to your point, Tim, they would add some spices in there like nutmeg and then mustard,
Yeah.
which I never even thought about until I was doing research, and I was like,
Every cheese sauce
What?
you've ever had has mustard.
Has
in it.
mustard, yeah.
Because it's briny, it's salty, and it's got some spice.
So good.
So think about the ingredients we just listed off, right?
Right.
We're talking butter and cheese. It was just fat, right?
Need some-
Fat tastes good and it's fine, but that's the reason why we salt fries. There's a reason why we like to dip fried foods into
it in there.
things. Like fried chicken gets tossed in fucking sauces all the time. There's a reason why we season those things is because it becomes very rich and it becomes very decadent until you balance
in
it
that.
with acid, with salt, with heat, with something. You balance it out with that. And
so good.
when you're talking about mac and cheese, you're talking about pasta, which is essentially planed, salted. It's how you season it,
Yeah.
but it's essentially just a plain kind of tasting thing.
Yes.
And then just fat.
So good.
So yeah, you need something.
You need a lot of- yeah.
You need a good amount of salt, and then you need some mustard, vinegar. I mean, people use vinegar. People use a
Very
lot of shit.
interesting.
A lot of shit.
A little
So,
zing in there. Yeah. Like you said, all that fatty.
Lemon. I've done lemon
that
before.
Makes sense. Got that sitting in there to cut.
If you do the right cheeses, it really pairs well with lemon.
Bet, yeah. I bet that's so good. So I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, now today you have such a variety of mac and cheeses you can do. You've got Gruyere, smoked Gouda, goat cheese. People can do, they'll add in the bacon, tomato, shallots.
A good Gruyere.
So many things.
Gruyere.
Gruyere cheese.
Again, very soft, creamy cheeses. Yeah. Super good to work with for mac and cheese. Yes. Gruyères. Any Gruyere. It's great.
Any Gruyere. We love it. So kind of shifting gears, talking about misguided use. And of course, as any food that we have managed to cover, there's a little bit of a discrepancy on how it kind of, I guess, popularized is more of the way to put it, because we figured out where it's come from. So in Italy, as many of our incredible edible culinary delights have come from, we're talking about the 13th century. There was an Italian cookbook, the Liber de Cucina, or the Book of Cooking, and it has a recipe for a de lasanis.
Yeah, we've talked about that cookbook before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's good memory. And so food historians believe that's where the first known macaroni and cheese recipe resided.
So we believe that? Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. So we can confirm.
Yeah, we can confirm as culinary historians that version.
That's definitely what happened.
Yeah. So what was the dish called again?
De lasanis.
Sounds like lasagna.
I know, right? I'm like, wait a second. So that's Italy. So we're gonna go up north a little bit, up in Europe though. We're still in Europe. So we go to the Swiss.
Okay.
I know we haven't visited Switzerland yet. I don't think.
I don't think so.
No. So what's up, you guys?
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
So this version is the Alper Magronen. Which is this? I'm so sorry if I muffed that up.
You definitely did, but that's okay.
They've got the All right.
No, I mean it's fine. We're Americans. We fuck up every language. Let's go.
Cheese. So, so that's the Swiss version of macaroni and cheese, and it translates to Alpine herders macaroni. So it's the idea that the Elba macaroni was made from the fortified cream, which came from the cows they were herding.
Right.
And then the same thing with the cheeses. And then it's got its name because the shepherds who lived on the Alp with their crowns had to carry up their food. So it's just the idea that it's like an all-in-one meal. So per Paul Imhoff, who's an author and a food historian like ourselves, dry pasta is light to carry. The cheese also, the shepherd made himself. And so here in Switzerland, there's a logistical reason behind the simple dish.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
also made sense. Yeah, I still go with the Italian version of events.
Sure.
But
I can see why the Swiss thing would work though.
Exactly.
I mean, feels peasanty.
No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
which I don't know, mac and cheese feels peasanty, doesn't it?
Whatever. I love mac and cheese.
No, it's great.
It's a royal. Absolutely. But I don't know. I thought there was something very satisfying about that story.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that too. So fast forward like a lot. Okay. We're in the 1390s.
Okay. So hold on. I don't want to fast forward too much. I'm sorry. We've talked a lot about cookbooks, but what the fuck was like the literacy rate of Italy at the time? You know what I mean? That's why maybe the Swiss one feels more real to me.
I like that. No, I see where you're going with that. Because when you think about reading, I think aristocrats.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is when I'm going through and I see these cookbooks and stuff like that, it's like, yes, that is definitely pivotal for a dish to be known about. Yeah. That if it made it in a book, that means it's known enough.
Right. Well known.
So that's fine. But it's like, how is that really getting to the masses?
That's a great point. Yeah.
Whereas a story based on this is, these people, this whole group, this whole industry,
right,
essentially was doing this
eating
thing.
This one thing, yeah.
And it was they did it because it made logistical sense this way.
Shout out to the Swiss.
Yeah, we're all about inclusiveness here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, here's my 5-point presentation on how we're going to be more inclusive as a podcast.
I am leaving everything. No. Get you on their side. Okay, so we fast forwarding back to that's a great point though. No, I'll give that to you.
Okay.
So we're in Britain now, and
what's the year again?
1390.
1390.
So we're in their cookbook, Form of Curry. Apparently, it mentions it mentions a pasta made from breadcrumbs, right?
Okay. Yes.
And then it's cooked with a velouté sauce, which is essentially a bechamel.
Yeah.
But you make it with stock instead of cheese.
Yeah.
In the milk. Or the milk, sorry. They used a brie cheese. So essentially it was kind of like a macaroni, but it was more like a lasagna the way they put it together. Leave it to Britain to do that. Yeah. But at this point, macaroni only has one way to go, and that's west.
Yeah.
So we're coming to America, baby. Yeah, we're doing that.
Is it west? They could have also gone east. I don't think Asian countries really ate mac and cheese.
They were not. Yeah.
They could have also gone south. I don't know if Africa really liked mac and cheese either. Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think.
But
just
yeah,
based
west.
Off of the,
they needed. Yeah, they needed.
West.
Yeah, they needed to send more white people west.
It's interesting you bring that up, though, Tim.
Yeah. So the whites made their way over.
Oh no. No.
Okay.
Like macaroni. No, okay. Again, we're doubly like fast forwarding in time.
Right.
So some historians claim that Thomas Jefferson was the first one to introduce mac and cheese to the United States.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut
the fuck up.
I don't necessarily think that's true. And I think
Thomas Jefferson, when would he have, in the 1700s?
Listen to this. Yeah. So people give Thomas Jefferson credit for popularizing the dish, but it's safe to say that his black slave chef James Hemmings was the one that perfected the actual mac and cheese recipe that we all know today.
Yeah, we talked about we talk about Hemmings, or did we talk about
We talked about I can't remember his name right now, so I apologize, but yes. But it was the same, it's the exact same idea. So
yeah, I'm fine with the dish being like popularized and like perfected because they learned French cooking techniques.
Exactly.
But that's very weird to me that we had settlers over here way before then. You're telling me mac and cheese just wasn't consumed by fucking anyone that made their way over here? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, son. Who am I, though? I'm a peasant.
Who am I, though?
You're right. Yeah. Thomas Jefferson. Give him all the credit.
Yeah, I know. And it's
I'm kidding. Give his chef the fucking credit.
Yeah, right. And it's like, you made a good point about food and how it made its way, introduction into a society. It was usually aristocratic people that were invited to these dinners.
Yeah.
They sat down, had the food. Oh my gosh, it's just incredible, and so on and so forth. It wasn't little old Jimmy that was trying to beg for fucking bread on the side of the road, right?
Yeah.
So shout out to Chef Hemmings. He knew what he was doing. So in 1824, the cookbook The Virginia Housewife, written by Mary Randolph. So Miss Randolph had 3 ingredients for your mac and cheese. It was the macaroni, cheese, and butter. And then she layered them together and baked them in an oven.
Yeah.
Sure, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It totally works.
1861.
Okay.
The Victorian cookbook, Mrs. Beeton's Book of Household Management, was published.
Nice.
I know, household management. So this is where you see like kind of a more resemblance of like, again, the modern day recipe like that we use for mac and cheese.
Right.
So this is where it is. But she did the breadcrumbs on top. Some cheese and the breadcrumbs. So that was her.
That was like the first like written way of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of more of like, they called it like a bucatoni more than a macaroni. Okay. But it was still kind of in the same realm with the way it was made. Yeah.
Mac and cheese is colloquial for anything that's a pasta with cheese.
Exactly.
It's just the way it is.
So in 1873...
Matter of fact, most people probably don't even use elbows, right? Most people probably use shells or rotini.
Whatever. Yep. Yeah. It's whatever pasta they're feeling, and then cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Cheese. So you've got Alexander Dumas, that guy, and the Grand Dictionnaire de Cuisine pretty much stated that Naples was the official homeland of macaroni and cheese.
No, you guys got too many things.
No.
You get
They're
too
claiming
many,
it. They're claiming it.
No, I'm not giving it to Naples.
So this is where I thought it was interesting, because you've mentioned this lady before in the transition of food across Europe. Catherine de Medici.
Okay.
Same thing. She was credited for moving the recipe from Italy to France.
No, she wasn't.
Apparently. In the 1530s.
Yeah, she brought everything.
She brought everything.
Also, apparently. Naples, no. I'm not giving it to you. I'm not giving it to you.
Listen, that's...
No, you don't get ice cream and that. No. What else did Naples get? Was it ice cream? Naples got something else.
They got something else that's really good. It might have been pizza.
Pizza. No. You don't get pizza and mac and cheese. No.
We gotta go to Naples, Tim. This is pretty much solidified. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
Naples is like standing up and they're like, yeah, no, we did that one.
Yeah, fuck off, you guys. We also did that one too.
And then like grilled cheese or toasted cheese.
Toasted cheese
gets like really popular. Like, yeah, that was us. Naples here.
I appreciate it.
We started toasting cheese first.
We love it.
Fuck you.
The Napolis, dude.
Oh man.
So
okay.
we're really fast forwarding part 2, and now we're kind of in 20th century.
Okay.
So we're
hell yeah.
I know, for all intents and purposes in the modern days of food.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right? So we are in 1937.
Oh yeah.
It's the Great Depression, kind of towards the end of it. This is where our boy Kraft Foods introduced the Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner. So for a family of 4, Tim, you could feed them for 20 cents off of that one box.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, because growing up, like,
is it the same box size? Because that's a serving of one, baby.
Probably, if we're being honest here, it's probably less back then. I thought this was interesting because growing up, like, Kraft Foods seems holistically American to me. So, quick insight. In 1903...
He's from Naples.
He's... Fun fact, it's actually he's technically North American. He was Canadian. Canadian-born James L. Kraft began selling cheeses door-to-door via horse in the great American city of Chicago.
He's Canadian.
He's fucking Canadian.
God damn it.
God damn it, you guys. Fucking Kraft and Bieber, and Reynolds.
And Jim Carrey.
And Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's Canadian?
Yeah, he's actually...
What do we have?
Yeah, he's a dual citizen now, but...
What do we have?
Yeah.
Brad? Anywho. This is fun, though, because in 1909, he was actually joined by his brothers and formed the J.L. Kraft and Bros Company. So I think that's very cute that he decided to bring his brothers on board.
J.L. Kraft and Bros.
Kraft and Bros.
I know
it
that...
It did. No, it really was Kraft and Bros before.
Listen, I know that, like, that was just, like, a normal, like, shorthand.
Absolutely.
But it's sort of like how you would put co at the end of something.
Yes.
But that word is just lost in this day and age. And I just love the idea of them just being absolute fucking... absolute degens.
Absolutely.
And just being like, what's up, Kraft and Bros?
Kraft and Bros, what's up? Going door to door via horse.
Kraft and Bros. They got their fucking flat brim hats on.
Jesus. Do you guys like cheese? So
they got the fucking pits out. They got the pitties on.
So in 1915, the Kraft creates the first pasteurization process.
Yeah,
yep. So pasteurization, it's essentially the process of treating foods like milk and fruit juice with mild heat.
Yeah.
Pretty much just helps with the shelf life of foods.
Yes, it's also illegal to not have pasteurized dairy product in America.
In case you didn't know. So this changes the game because now cheeses can last longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this patent process in 1916. In 1924, they were listed on the Chicago Stock Exchange, followed by the New York Stock Exchange in 1926. So it was like early, like they're getting their stuff on board. So Kraft Foods actually got their start because they were initially trying to get into ice cream. So then they like started acquiring like a shit ton of dairy products along the way, which essentially made them one of the largest just dairy companies in the United States.
Right.
This is about 1930. These guys were literally just trying to create like essentially an ice cream conglomerate, and then ended up just being like, wait a second.
Or a dairy conglomerate.
We like we them dairy boys.
Yeah.
So
what's up, Dairy Bros?
What's up? What's up, bros? But from that point on, I mean, that's pretty much again like we're in the 20th century, like the commodification of mac and cheese, and that's
they pretty much manufactured it
exactly
at the end of the Depression.
Exactly.
With Kraft mac and cheese.
And it's like at that point when you're a brand that you're able to provide again a family for a full meal for 20 cents, like you're a household staple.
Man, that's kind of what a wild like pinpoint in history, because there is no need to even discuss like its furthering in America.
Yeah.
Because like you're talking about poor people being able to get access to mac and cheese. That's it.
Yep.
That makes it a cultural phenomenon.
Yep.
And I hate to say that about the country, but that's what happens.
That's what it is. Yeah.
If poor people can get a hold of it, that means a good majority of people can get a hold of it.
That's a good point.
Like it's just the way it is. Because not only are you going to get like people that are quote unquote middle class that are going to buy it as well, because you know why wouldn't you? It's like middle class people aren't like avoiding poorer foods. Right. You know what I mean? But you also then have access to all the people that are actually just poor and need something cheap to eat. Like, I don't know, like my family, when we used to do
that's a good point.
Boxed mac and cheese and hot dogs.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Like to put the hot dogs in the mac and cheese.
So,
absolutely.
I mean, yeah. That's that was 38, you said? 37, 38, something like that? Yeah. That's a wild time.
Again.
What a pinpoint of a moment in history.
Just that's what I'm saying. Food hit like
that was it.
That was
and then from there, it's gone.
It's gone. And so, I mean, that's pretty much mac and cheese. To your point, there's so many different types of mac and cheese. I'm sure you guys, there's like lobster mac and cheese and like you've got fried mac and cheese balls, like variations of it.
Yeah, that got really popular in the last 10 years.
Yeah, right? Because everyone loves mac and cheese with different, it's fried. How can you not love? Yeah, mac and cheese balls are great.
They can also be very mediocre because everyone started doing them.
I've definitely had good fried mac and cheese balls, and I've had just sad mac and cheese balls, and I was like, I wish I would just had a mac and cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have to fight the dryness when you deep fry the mac and cheese. That's the problem.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. So Tim, you gave it a 13 candles.
Yeah.
How you feel about it now?
15.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Close. No cigar.
Yeah, it's not
But
perfect.
pretty solid though.
Yeah, it's not perfect. I just don't like when people claim things.
That's fair.
I don't like when people claim foods.
Speaking of claiming things,
It's like, shut up.
can we talk about this for a second?
Yeah.
Because I learned this and I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I'm just so Velveeta is not cheese, but it is dairy.
Mm-hmm.
So please stop calling it cheese when you talk about Velveeta.
No, Velveeta's cheese.
I mean, it's dairy, but it's not cheese.
No, it's cheese.
Okay,
Cheese now.
it is now. But
I
yeah.
mean, they do actually sell like their
cheese.
their American slices.
But-
yeah, I haven't actually been able to find their big old fucking bricks recently. I don't know.
Supply chain.
Well, that I don't
kidding.
know if it's that, but I've been only finding their like slices.
Interesting.
Also,
Actually, now that you say that, yeah. I
also
haven't seen-
Velveeta like steered into like the mainstream, and they're fucking full price now, buddy. They are.
What?
They are like.
No.
Yeah, they are like name brand price. You can look at Kraft singles and then Velveeta, and they're pretty much the same fucking price now.
Interesting.
Which is a
Velveeta,
bummer
that's what I was
because
gonna say.
Velveeta was my cheese when I was coming like through college and out of college because it was like $1.25
For all the cheese.
for like the sliced cheese, and I was like, oh, that's the shit.
Yep.
And now it's like fucking $4.
Expensive. I didn't
It's
fucking
the
know
same
that.
fucking price point as Kraft.
Sucks.
It's like what like you guys are not that. Like
No.
I should not be paying that much money
Trash.
for what is essentially, kind of cheese.
Kind of cheese. Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
No. 15. Okay.
Yeah,
Pretty
15.
solid. Yeah.
Guys, that was cheese. That was Where Does Food.
Mac
We did
and
it. We
cheese,
did it
baby.
again. Where does mac and cheese? Well, now you know.
There you know.
Well, where
Naples.
does this podcast live?
I don't know, Tim. Tell us.
Well, it's on anchor.fm/where-does-food.
Wow.
You can go there. You can find us. You can go there and you can see that, oh my God, there's ad-free episodes. And
What?
There's some bonus content there?
Bonus
That's crazy.
content.
How do I access that? Someone
sounds
tell me.
cool.
Help me out. Well, you click a button.
Oh,
Yeah, you click a
That's so
button.
easy.
It's $5 a month. You get 1 to 2 bonus episodes every month.
cool.
And you get ad-free episodes of every single episode.
Wow.
So yeah, if you don't like ad reads, great. Subscribe. You also help us out. Give us a little bit of money, and we get to do this some more because this thing costs time, and time is money.
Time is money, baby.
Yeah, and also capital. I don't know,
Hey-o, labor.
capital. Yeah, we're doing things. Capital. That's how it works, right?
Hey-o.
Adam Smith. Isn't that what it was? We also do economic lessons. I'm kidding.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. You can find us on Twitter, mainly.
Yes.
Mainly find us on Twitter. At Where Does Food. And then I'm at Tim We Hunt if you want to follow me.
I'm at capital L 3_ Chapo.
Yeah. Guys, you can go to wheredoesfood.com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
also
there's a
another place.
website now.
Yeah.
You can listen to the episodes there. It's also, got links to where else we're distributed, which is,
Yes.
Spotify and Apple and all those places, man.
Yes.
I mean, we're out there. If you listen to podcasts somewhere, then we're there. So, is there anything else?
Tim, no, I think you nailed it once again.
Hi, big baby boy.
Hey, boo. Oh.
All right, we'll see you later.